In court documents revealing new details about the death of 2-year-old Ramon Reyes Chavez, who was found in the Kern River Canyon last month. Tonight, we've learned more about his mother's alleged involvement in the boy's death and the events that led to the child being killed and later dumped in the canyon.
23 ABC Scott Sheehan went through the court documents and has the latest details in the investigation. Scott?
Tim, Jessica, this is the 217-page document detailing how police found the toddler's body and how they arrested Caleb Kessinger after they tased him several times.
A police report regarding the death of 2-year-old Ramon Reyes Chavez gives a closer picture of just what happened the night of his death, all the way up to the arrest of his mother and her boyfriend several days later. It started the night of Tuesday, April 24th, when the toddler's mother, 19-year-old Isla Chavez, said she went to dinner with a friend, leaving her 2-year-old son in the care of her boyfriend Caleb Kessinger. When Chavez came back to Kessinger's home, she says she saw her son sleeping in Kessinger's room with an injury on his head and face. Chavez says when she asked Kessinger about it, he admitted to accidentally hitting the 2-year-old in the head with his car door. Then Chavez says Kessinger threatened her if she told the police or took the toddler to the hospital. Chavez says she was able to convince Kessinger to take her son to the hospital. But on the way to the hospital, that's when Chavez says the toddler stopped breathing. Documents say they then returned to Kessinger's home and went to sleep, leaving the toddler's body in the car. Chavez says the two then woke up early Wednesday morning and drove to the Kern River Canyon, where they dumped the body of the 2-year-old. They then drove back later that afternoon to bury his body. 3.5 hours later, on Wednesday night, is when police say Chavez reported the kidnapping of her son. She told police a man in a black SUV stole her son out of her hands. Then Chavez changed her story and claimed it was Kessinger who took her son after they got into a fight. Chavez then led police to his house saying, quote, "That's him," when Kessinger pulled up in his BMW to the Northwest Bakersfield home. Police say Kessinger then led police on a chase, eventually crashing his car at Callaway and Olive Drive. He was then able to run away from police, and the documents show eventually convinced a friend to book him a room at the Travel Lodge. Then on Sunday morning, Chavez told police where the boy's body was buried and led them to the area. That afternoon, Chavez was arrested for murder, but according to police, Kessinger was still on the run. It wasn't until early Friday morning that BPD was able to arrest Kessinger at the Travel Lodge on Oak Street. Documents show when officers went into the room, they saw Kessinger on the bed. They then say he resisted arrest and they tried tasing him 3 times, but that didn't work. Documents show he kicked at officers and at one point tried to grab their baton. Reports show officers hit him with their baton 9 times in order to arrest him.
Now, Chavez and Kessinger are both currently in jail facing first-degree murder charges and being held on $1 million bond. Both have pled not guilty to those first-degree charges and are expected in court next tomorrow. Reporting, Scott Sheehan, 23 ABC News.